Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to episode 5 of our Gold Rusher Bust, Gold Mine and Empire Build gameplay series. I'm the Ultra Farmer, and we've got a ton of work to do this episode. As you can see, I'm in the dozer, trying to make a mess. Well, trying not to make a mess, trying not to fall in the creek. I'm building a bit of a road here. Lots of stuff to do this episode, so let's get right into it. Let's get into episode 5. Okay, so the first thing I'm kind of doing here is just taking a little bit of gold back up to the room, hiding it away. We've got 2 more jars of gold, and I think there'll be a third one coming real soon. I was able to get a little bit more pay dirt through the trommel and get some more concentrate, and then, where's that other jar? There we go. And get some more gold. Oh no, shut the door on myself. Jeez, there we go. Yeah, get some more gold through the trommel and into the gold room, and now we've got a couple more jars of gold that we can hide up in the room here. Now, I'll probably eventually stop hiding them up here. I did build, as you can see, we look out our window, I did build a fence kind of around the gold room and everything. It's a pretty brick wall. It's got a nice solid steel door and stuff, kind of 2 doors, a man door and then kind of like French bay doors here that we can open, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, try and keep everything as secure as possible in here, right? There, we got another jar of gold sitting right there. Look at that. I knew it. Okay, let's, yeah, probably eventually I'll stop putting them upstairs. But just for right now, let's hide these last little ones up there. This jar is not actually 100% full. Maybe I should have left it there. Nah, it's okay. I'll just throw it upstairs for right now. We're already this far. So what we got a lot of stuff that we want to do this episode. I built that fence and stuff around there, and the only thing I kind of did in between last episode and now is I just did a little bit more digging along the riverbank, and I have some more pay dirt and stuff stockpiled over there. Shut this door. And what I've done is I ordered another construction site to get a shop for us. Now, it's not really quite a shop. It's just like it's more just kind of like an overhead roof. I don't know what you really call it. I guess it is a shed, but just open sided. We'll be able to just park the equipment underneath it, keep it out of the rain and snow and stuff like that. But what we need to do is we need to take over. We do need some roofing plates over there from our little cement production facility, and I can't remember what else we need on that unit. To be honest, we'll have to go double check. I can't remember if it was. I think it's bags of cement. So I've got this unit here just kind of... It's weird you didn't grab that 4th one. I think we can grab it. Oh, there's a bunch there. Let's just take this over. I don't know exactly how much I'll need over there. I wasn't really paying attention, but I do know I need these roofing plates so that we can get them on. But this will be a good little spot to park the equipment. I definitely want to get like a semi-truck and stuff in the future. But, you know, that's when we got more money. We're not looking too bad on money, but we're gonna need, we need a lot more money because I want to get some more bigger equipment. This is kind of heavy for this little loader. Did I just miss? Let's jump in the cab here. It might be a little bit easier to see. Okay, let's just jump out and see. We need 2 more thousand liters of the cement bags. That's what we do. We need cement bags. Now there is some at the cabin, but I don't know if it's enough. Maybe let's bomb over there. I should have grabbed it on the way over. That's alright though. So I've still continued to kind of be working through our gravel pile here, putting it into the production facility. We're slowly just working our way through it. We've got this left side all cleared up, and I want to put down a maintenance shop for us with a fuel storage. Now that costs about 150 grand for that shed. So we could potentially go do that right now. Like we have enough, I have some lumber sitting in the sawmill. We could go take it off and sell. And I could take a couple of the jars of gold in and put that order in for the shed, or sorry, for the new shop, which I probably eventually will. I just want to do a bunch of like farm chores right now. Kind of weird that I grabbed that. Let's push this right out of the way. 1,481 liters of cement bags in this. Okay, so this might get us sort of what we need for now, at least, to get that building completed. or at least to its next step. I had our sea can taken out of here. The truckers came and got that, and they were laughing at me, but they came and checked out the cabin, and they're pretty stoked on it, which is awesome. I don't know why they wouldn't be. Plus, they knew how terrible that sea can was, so to be out of that is awesome. It really is awesome. Yeah, like, I want to buy that shop, but I really want to be on the watch for a kind of a bigger excavator. That's going to be the next thing. They're so expensive. The really big one that I want is like 1.5 mil. It's very, very expensive. Even getting it used, it's still going to cost like, I don't know, 800 grand or something crazy like that. So let's just jump out and see what this says. Required for the next step, roofing plates, cement bags. Okay, well, we'll just let this thing go and do its thing. But yeah, this will be a nice little kind of a shed unit for the equipment as we get more and more of it. And what was I doing with the dozer? So with the dozer, what I've been doing is just kind of creating, I've been trying to clear out the land and get the brush and such cleared off of it. Let's just jump into this mode here so I can show you. So just kind of started over here, and I've just been kind of creating a bit of a road around everything, and I'm going to do so, and I'm going to kind of follow, hopefully along the creek, and just get in here along the river so that we can get to our next spots of our gold mine. We're going to be kind of deep off into the bush here, so that's where I was thinking about getting bigger dump trucks and stuff like that so that we can, you know, it's probably going to be cheaper in all honesty just to get another trommel. Get the trommel built out here, either a secondary one or get that one moved is kind of my rough plan. So that's really going to be it for this episode. I want to go back over here. I want to keep digging on that riverbank and get some more hay dirt into the trommel. Let's shut down this unit and we can jump over. Let's fire this unit up and head over. And let's go get digging and let's do some loads into the trommel. I just want to keep feeding that as much as I can, and then yeah, we eventually will get down. I probably could load that trailer in a little bit, and I guess we could go off and sell some lumber and then maybe get that shed built. That would be pretty awesome. But yeah, I've just been working along the riverbank here kind of as I was before. The excavator, let's fire up the dump truck and kind of get it pulled over. But I do want to get this land cleared out that's kind of right in front of us here where everything's parked, because we're getting close to the trommel as is. We've worked this part of the riverbank. Now we could keep kind of working inland. The only thing I would do is if I would come back and kind of work this area is if I could get a pontoon or an excavator with pontoons on it. So if I come in here, where are my excavators? This unit right here. If we can get this unit, then we can get down on the water a little bit, and we could really be scooping, really be scooping 7.5 meter bucketfuls like this. We would be able to, yeah, we'd really be able to dig down on that riverbank. It's kind of, you know, next steps, just the next steps of everything. Maybe I'll park this truck. Let's park this for right now. I'll keep the dozer on rotation. Actually, no, let's park the dozer. Alright, let's jump in the excavator and let's get this thing fired up. But we're doing not too bad on gold. Actually, just before we get digging here, let's look at our time-saving stock check. And let's go through and just see what we've got for cash sitting. So we've got like 100 grand in gold right now, which is pretty awesome. And we've got some wood beams. We've got about 60 grand in wood beams, planks. You see, the thing is, I don't really want to sell any of that wood because I want to build us kind of some barn areas over by the cabin. Because I still kind of want to be picking away at, you know, kind of our secondary plan of getting a little bit of a farm out here. And, you know, once we've kind of hit our metrics for gold mining and we've made like a really good amount of cash, and we've got some bigger equipment and stuff that we've been searching for, it's at that point where I would really kind of just want to, you know, slow down that pace, that grind, and get some cattle and maybe just cut and bale some hay and live the simpler life, if you will, maybe with less breakdowns and stuff. Although the equipment's been pretty good, I've been just kind of periodically going through, trying to do repairs, making sure just like nothing major happens. But I really want to get that shop and have like a good kind of like mechanic bay area so we can bring all the equipment in before winter hits. We can do a good service on everything, check the final drives and the rollers on all the tracks. I definitely want to cork both the excavator and the dozer. So we could probably, if we get a little welder, I mean, we could cork inside, but it is, well, that shop, if we got good ventilation in there, we can cork inside, because one thing with corking is it's usually done when it's cold. It seems like every time I ever did it in my life, it was really cold out, and we needed tiger torches to really keep the tracks warmed up so that the welds were good. And maybe doing it in the shop, we could really keep the excavator and the tracks and stuff warm. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I've never corked inside, never in my life, and I've corked a lot of equipment. But that's kind of our rough plan. That's me just chin-wagging and letting you know. This is a pretty good excavator. It's just a little small. As you can see, I just bounce around. Even when I try and take a deep scoop, it just really pulls this unit. Yeah, we're gonna have to push ourselves out. Is that enough? Yeah, there we go. Give ourselves a little bit of a push. But another thing that we're going to set up when we kind of get to the new area of the creek bed is I definitely want to get us a really good conveyor, some sort of a conveyor system that we can hopefully, because if I can set up the excavator with a good digging system, kind of like what we have right now. Oh no, until I dump everything back in the river. It would be nice if I could just be like swinging over like this, dumping into some sort of a conveyor system that goes straight into the trommel. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. So if I can get something like that set up, it's probably a cheaper option than a big new dump truck and a front loader and stuff like that. Let's see, I know there's more in this bucket. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's my thoughts on all of that. So I'm going to keep digging along here, and I'm going to kind of just keep plucking away at some of these chores, and I'll just bring you back periodically. I'll bring you back once we get some of this pay dirt kind of loaded into the trommel, and then maybe we'll be doing some work with the dozer, and I'll see how things are coming along with construction of our new kind of shop, our new shed area. Alright, we're just back here. What I gotta do right now is our trommel is full of, I think it's coarse tailings, or it's coarse tailings or it's fine tailings. Which ones? Yeah, the fine tailings. I guess it's full of both. So what I gotta do is I've gotta get a conveyor so that we can get those coarse tailings out and the fine tailings out. And I'll have to get some sort of a conveyor system or like an auger unit to get that out and have it pumped into the back of the dump truck, and then we'll take it and we'll dump it somewhere. But what that means is I got to run to the store and get one. So what I kind of thought I would do is kind of make this trip like a good trip. So I wanted to load up some of this lumber that we got sitting here. I'm going to take it off and sell. I think I'm going to take a few jars of the golden. You know, I might just take all of the golden for right now, and I'm going to buy a couple more cubes of diesel so that we have it until the shop's built. Am I grabbing all those? Nice. Yeah, until the shop's built, I won't be able to have like a diesel station. Or I could have like a bigger kind of tank out here, but I'll be able to have one that's kind of integrated with the shop. So I think I'm just gonna wait, and I'll just get a couple more cubes of the diesel, bring that back out so then the trommel can be full. I'll fill the slip tank in my truck. How am I looking there? Something like that. And I'll get like a conveyor slash sort of like an auger system, maybe even like a bit of a belt system. I'll see what I can kind of drum up while I'm there. But yeah, that's kind of my plan with all of it. Yeah, I'll take some of this stuff up. I think I'm just gonna sell like I said, all that gold, because we'll make a bunch more gold. And I'll kind of try and plot and plan while I'm up there and see if I can get crafty with some sort of a conveyor system. Like maybe we can really just get something that is like almost where we can just scoop and put directly into the trommel. Have some sort of a system set up. So I'll see what I can do. I'm just gonna strap this real quick. It looks like it wants to fall a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab a few of the jars of gold, get those thrown in the back of the truck, and head up to the store and sell it off. Or maybe I'll meet you when I'm at the store. Or maybe once I've sold everything off and I kind of got our load up there set and good to go, then we can head back towards the gold mine. Alright, we are just pulling back into the warehouse here. I'm gonna try and do this so that we can see how much money we get for the gold. So I gotta just try and drive through slow, and I'm gonna let the wood get processed first, and then I want to see our tally for the gold. This is my plan anyways. We'll see if it works out here. Okay, so let's unstrap this. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. There we go. Let's unstrap that. Okay, so we got 40k, which is about 39,000-ish for that first haul. Okay, I'm just gonna let that clear for a second. Let's see what we get for this gold. 63,231. Not too shabby. So, I think I'm just writing this down right now so I can keep track of everything. So that's awesome. That is awesome. We got 63,231. That is our first gold sale. Let's go. Slow clap or fast clap, however you guys want to do it. But we still are far away from $1 million, and that's what we want to make from gold. We want to make 1 million for sure. So 63,231. That's the first to our first tally on our way to 1 million. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the warehouse here and I'm gonna buy a couple things. I'm gonna get us set with. I'll just show you what I'm gonna buy. Actually, let's just buy it. And then I'll get them, I'll kind of work getting everything loaded up and taking it back to the house. So what I want to get is, I'm going to get this small conveyor just to get the fine tailings and the coarse tailings out of the trommel. We have to get that pulled out of there so the trommel can keep working. So I'm going to buy one of these right now. And then also what I want to do is I want to get a conveyor system so we can start kind of piling, because we're getting close enough to the trommel now from where we've been ditching with the excavator. Kind of ditching, but not really ditching. So I want to use a conveyor system to start getting the last little bit. And what I want to use is this unit. This unit's pretty handy. So let's get that. And then we need the loading ramp for that, which is right here. So let's get that. And if you don't know how to use this and you just kind of want to stick around, I'll show you how to set these. Maybe you've been playing the game and you've kind of seen these conveyors and you're like, how does these work? This one does work with it, but this one's kind of more meant to turn 90-degree angles if you got to kind of make a funny system, which we may have to do at some point. But for right now, we just need these two. You will need this loading ramp if you're using this, but I can show you how to set all this up. We'll set it all up together. I was going to get this one, but I just didn't really need one that big, I don't think. We'll see. This is pretty cheap. 14 grand is not too bad. So I'm going to get all this stuff loaded up. The other thing that I want to buy real quick, hopefully it'll be the last time that I have to buy this. I'm just going to buy 2 of these just to kind of have at the house. Yeah, I'll buy 2 of these for now, but our shop that we're going to build is going to have a fuel station built into it, but it can't hurt to have a couple portables kicking around in case we gotta, yeah, that can't hurt. So let's buy 2 of those, get some fuel back up there, and I mean, I think that's all we need right now. We gotta get back and get to work. That's what we gotta do. So let's do that. Let's get back and let's get back to work. I'll work on getting all this stuff loaded up with the crew here, get her strapped down. We'll head back, or I will head back to the house, and we'll start setting up the conveyor and getting everything going with that. So I'm just back at the house here. I got all of our kind of equipment offloaded and ready to go. I had to take 2 trips, to be honest, because I just couldn't fit everything on that one trailer. I just couldn't Tetris it on there good enough. But what I'm doing right now is I just got a load of the, was it the fine tailings? Yeah, the fine tailings, kicked out of the trommel. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a bunch of the coarse tailings pulled out. Now, I don't really know what I'm going to do with this stuff, to be honest, right now. Let's get back in this unit, back under it. So I've just kind of been storing it over by the laydown for right now. Oh, I'm at the wrong spot. I'm at the wrong spot here. I just gotta... The weird thing with these is they don't drive very well. Like, yeah, they don't drive too well. Like, I'm trying to turn right now, and it is just not working. So they're a little bit finicky to use, which is alright, though, because they serve a good purpose. But yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to do with the course and the fine tailings just yet. I think I could sell it, but well, I don't even know if it's worth the trip, to be completely honest. So, for right now, what I've been doing is just kind of dumping it over at the laydown area where I'm going to build a shop. And I'm just going to make a couple piles there, so then we can get the conveyor and stuff set up. And, yeah. Get the rest of this patered. I'll be able to create kind of like a little bit of a system where I think I can just scoop with the excavator and we'll just go directly into the trommel, which is going to be really awesome. It'll save a bunch of time, I think, and yeah, it'll be like we could still use the dump truck a bit, but it'll be a good way to really get some pay dirt just kind of consistently into the trommel, and I won't have to take like a break in between with you know, jumping out into the front loader and getting the dump truck loaded up and all that stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that once it gets all set. So I'm just going to, you know, we'll take this load over. I'll kind of show you where I've been dumping this. Again, it's not too crazy. Let's go over. Just drive underneath this thing. So I unfolded this belt to its full extension, or unfolded, or I articulated, I did like the boom out, and so we'll be able to get it right over the trommel and really see how far away that we can extend. Now those things are a little tricky to set up if you haven't used it before. Basically what you have to do is you have to use the intake ramp to obviously intake whatever it is that you're trying to push through the conveyor. So you have to, the first thing you have to do is unfold that ramp. If you hook up the ramp before it is unfolded, it never seems to work for me, unless I'm just doing something wrong, but it never seems to work for me. For some reason, it won't unfold. So it's just kind of like one step that you gotta make sure of. And then you have to use the main conveyor belt to be the one that attaches to that, which I'll kind of show you. Usually when you're in a piece of equipment, you roll up to something you can push. For me, it's Q on the keyboard and it'll attach, but this one you have to roll up and then swap over to the other unit and then push Q. So let's jump in this conveyor, and I'm just gonna kind of park it down out of the way just a little bit, so hopefully this goes good. Okay, so let's jump into this unit and let's fire this thing up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unfold that. So that's the first thing that you got to kind of do, is lift that ramp. And then what I do is I get this over to whatever pile it is that I want to be scooping up. Now they do drive like a normal tractor, if you will, but they're just a little bit weird, and they're obviously painfully slow. But they make up for their speed and what they're able to do for the farm, that's for sure. So you just gotta kind of get it close to whatever it is that you're trying to pull out of the ground or move around. And now we gotta get this guy set up. Now this again does not move fast, and it's a little bit weird to drive. You like try to turn, and sometimes it goes a little bit, and then sometimes it goes a lot. Just gonna get this all spun around. And so yeah, you just gotta connect these two ends. If I zoom right in, you can kind of see there's like a ball hitch right there. But I want to make sure before I connect it, I kind of want this to just be in its sweet spot. And even when you just try and go straight, it always wants to whip around. It can be a little bit weird. I just want it to go straight, and it doesn't want to just go straight. Okay, there we go. So that's basically our full extension that we can use right there. I'm going to jump back into this unit, and we're going to pull over here. So you get right over kind of where the ball hitch is going to be, and then I transfer back into this unit, and then I can connect to it. So now basically it's just turning the units on, and if you have a pile of like silage or whatever of grain if you want that's really kind of close to this area, it will just automatically kind of start picking it up. But you got to get it somewhat close enough. So let's turn this unit on. Oh, it is grabbing the pay dirt right now. It is close enough. Okay, so cool. Let's jump out. Let's jump out and take a look. Or oh, there we go. We're pulling up some. We're pulling up some pay dirt. Look at us go. If I plumb into here, and we go into the trommel. 732. It's processing it like almost faster than it can. I just wanted to see the concentrates going up. 2893, 2915. Okay, so now we're missing material. So now we're like, God, everything is just a little bit too far away. I'll just bring something like this. And then as I dig with the excavator, I'll be able to just kind of keep putting the, you know, the spill pile right there, and we'll just be able to automatically pull right into that drum. Things are coming together here. I'm very excited. Things are coming together here in the backcountry. Now, when I was at the warehouse as well, what I did is I put in another order for a couple of like barn slash shed units. It's going to cost us $1,000 each, and it's going to be the same thing like we did with the farmhouse, where we're going to have to kind of build it ourselves. And but yeah, I'm going to slowly kind of get some barns and stuff built over by the cabin and all that stuff. Now I'm just going to sit here and move some of this pay dirt over a little bit closer to everything that we're doing here. But we have, look at this fine oiled machine that we've got going on here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I guess we kind of don't really need that ramp anymore, but we'll keep it for now. As soon as we get rid of it, we'll need it. Plus, if we get a whole bunch of stuff, like if I get a whole bunch dug, like the conveyor is going to be awesome, but it's only going to move so much stuff. It'll only move like so much pay dirt at one time. So we'll get to a point where we've kind of like bottlenecked it. And so yeah, I'm not going to get rid of that ramp. We'll still be using the dump truck and the front loader probably quite a bit if I had to guess. This is awesome though. This is awesome though. We just go, we could have a coffee and everything. The gold mine is still working. If we get a big enough pile going, it might work overnight. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, I'm gonna keep just kind of moving some of this pay dirt in here, and letting the trommel and the conveyor and everything do the system, and then we'll start digging again. We'll keep digging and getting this spill pile going. And honestly, if the spill pile here is going to be chugging for a little bit, what I might do is go jump in the dozer and keep clearing some more land and stuff down the backside of the creek, so that we can kind of get prepped, because we are going to kind of run out of our spot over here on this side of the river, you know, sooner rather than later. And I want to have a road and stuff built in there for the winter, so we can keep kind of gold mining on that side of the plot of land. So I'll just kind of bring you back as I progress through, you know, all that madness. Alright, I'm just kind of working my way along the base of the creek here, trying to get just a bit of a road cleared for us so that we can start trucking some equipment over here and kind of getting set up. I don't know if I'll be able to kind of start digging over here this winter. I definitely want to get the ground ripped up a little bit and kind of just like ready to go before it freezes. Would kind of be the idea. I did kind of go ahead and cut a couple of these trees down, so I'll have to bring the little front loader in here, grab those, head back to the sawmill with them, you know, all that stuff. Now I kind of was scoping this out a little bit more, and I think what I'm going to do, there's a couple things I want to do. One, I definitely want to get like some sort of a side-by-side so I can rip back and forth between these two sites. And but I want to I think I found like a spot that's going to be a little bit closer than the actual kind of intake off the main river, like right where it kind of channels in. And it's just kind of right up around here. You can see how it naturally bends, and this is where I think I'm going to set up the second site. It's just a little bit closer to the house. Like, I guess not super close, but a little bit closer. Probably gonna have to jump out real quick here. Let's chop down this tree. Yeah, let's get this guy down and out of our way. Sort of out of our way. Get this unit here. Try and push him out of the way a little bit. Oh no. We're gonna drag it with us? Let's just try and push it up. There we go. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Let's keep plowing here. Yeah, it's gonna be right kind of in this corner is where I think I'm gonna set everything up. This looks like a natural area. I'm trying to kind of just chase that where the riverbank, you know, turns like that, and there's just kind of like a natural spot for the gold to wash into. And so yeah, I think this will be a good little spot. Plus we got a kind of a just a decent little flat area here that we'll be able to set some equipment and stuff up. So got to get in here, trying to avoid that guy. I'm gonna go right to this spruce tree there. I'm just gonna kind of work here, just kind of clearing out some of this land, just a little bit, just a little bit. Just give us a nice little kind of area to work. But we're gonna have to get more equipment, you know. It's like we're almost gonna have to have two excavators for sure. Well, maybe not for sure, but I definitely don't want to be going back and forth with stuff. So I think all I'll probably need is 2 dump trucks for sure. I'll have like one that kind of goes back and forth from here and one that stays at the main laydown area. Maybe. We'll just kind of see. I'll have to see what goes on sale. Hopefully there's another auction next spring again, which would be nice. So we can just kind of like do our gold mining, save up our cash throughout the winter, and then, you know, go spend it all like we like to do. All right, let's get this tree. We'll get this tree right out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come through with the little front loader, scoop up those trees that I knocked down. That's not gonna be a main priority, but definitely something that needs to get done. I also decided to set down some bunkers for the coarse tailings and the fine tailings, which I'll show you when I get back there. It'll just be a little bit better way to kind of keep that stuff organized. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with the coarse tailings and the fine tailings. I think what I might do at some point is try and clear ourselves like a little bit of a beach once you know, once the gold mine is really thriving and we got a kind of a farm going. Maybe what I'll do is try and create us a little bit of a beach near the waterfall, and I'll use the coarse tailings and the fine tailings kind of as the base once I rip everything up, flatten it out, and then I'll get some sand and, you know, all that stuff, make it a nice little beach for me when I'm not either gold mining or trying to run some cattle. But okay, let's keep going here, and let's go check back at the main laydown yard. Okay, I'm just back at our main area here. I'm kind of scooping the last little bit of the pay dirt over. I just want to make sure the conveyor system, whoa, almost drove with the creek there, is just full here. And then I'll go over and I'll show you kind of the bunkers that I set down and where I've kind of been sticking in the coarse and fine tailings. It's nothing that special, but I figured I'll go show it to you real quick. Let's just get some of this scooped up here if I can. We need all the pay dirt that we can get in our little area here. Oh, this conveyor system's working so good. So good. Alright, let's jump over. Alright, sure, we can just jump over right here and we'll run over real quick. I'll show you. I just kind of stuck these into the trees here, and then, yeah, got our coarse tailings and our fine tailings just chilling. Be a nice little way to organize it. I still obviously got to keep working through this pile. Let's just check in on this production facility and see how things are going. Yes, this thing is still basically full. Okay. Yeah, we're gold mining up a storm here. I'm gonna kind of let the month progress here. What I think I'm gonna do is jump in the hoe and start digging, and just keep getting some pilings there. Get piling up the pay dirt so we can keep that trommel just rocking. All right, crew, another month has gone by. We are still just giving her. We're absolutely going. We're almost kind of at the end of this spot, though. I'm just backing up now. I'm gonna get a load of some of the fine tailings out of the trommel. I'm gonna have to kind of move this conveyor around as well and try and get the coarse tailings out. I don't know how I'm gonna kind of do that. I think I'll be able to kind of go over top of the belt system with this, and that's kind of my plan right there. But I wanted to kind of bring you guys back in because what I want to do over near the cabin is I want to set down kind of like a bit of a barn slash garage for us here. And so what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to build this unit. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think I'm actually just going to do the 3 one, and I'm going to put it something just like that for us. And because I kind of just want to have something for the the front loader and stuff over there, as well as when I get a side by side, which I'm gonna get a side by side for us next episode. I'm gonna have to get the front loader to kind of clean this area up a little bit here. Let's go jump in this unit real quick. I want to get some of the lumber and stuff put into that new barn area, which is going to be awesome. I think I'll end up building something like that on the back side of everything. I might build 2 barns over there. It just kind of depends. I'm going to see how this one goes with like kind of all the stuff that we need to put in there. I think I'm going to be able to just grab all this. Look at us go. This is a bit heavy, but we're only going just a little bit. Just a little bit. If we could do it. There we go. There we go. Right on. Okay, let's head over. I'm going to have to end up getting more lumber for us. We're going to have to get some more bags of concrete and all that stuff. I want to go check on our other big shed that we've got being built over. Because we may have to put some more roof tiles in on that. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll go over there and we'll check it out. I'm going to leave this unit kind of parked just over by these production facilities so that we can go. I want to get our other barns and stuff kind of figured out and set down so that any extra of this stuff that we can just go and sell off. But let's just see how this is going. Doesn't look like any progress has been made, to be honest. Cement bags. Okay, so we'll have to get some cement bags in there. And we probably should have made a few out of this unit. Do we got some cement bags? We do. Yeah, so we'll have to pull. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that we got to do. We got to get the front loader to fill this back up. I'll have to move some of these roof plates over just so that so that the bags of cement can spawn out of there. And keep rocking. Let's go jump back over into this unit and make sure that we seem to still be grabbing this area good, but this conveyor system is honestly the best thing that I ever bought for out here. It really is. It really, really is, which is great. Okay, let's scoop this up. It's like a fine oiled machine out here. Alright, I'm going to take this front loader back over. We're going to get the gravel and stuff put into the production facility because I still want to keep clearing that pad out. Once that pad's cleared, we'll be able to build our new shop and go from there. So what I think I'm going to do is probably end the episode here, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate it like you wouldn't believe. Very excited this episode that we were able to get that kind of conveyor system set up. That's going to make, just working around here a lot better and just help with the gold production all in and of itself. I'm very happy that we sold our first bit of gold, which was awesome. 63,000 bucks. We were on our way to $1 million. We're going to get the farm and stuff built out here. I'm excited for the next stages of everything. We're going to have a good winter, which is going to be awesome. If I can get everything kind of built and set, clear some more trees, keep the lumber mill rocking, I'll try and do a good sell of lumber and any excess roof plates, cement bags, or cement bricks that we may have. And then that way we can get a good flush of cash, save up through the winter. If we got to buy a piece of equipment before winter hits that'll help everything out, we will try to. Save up big time through the winter, and then if we get enough money in the springtime, we are going shopping again. Bigger equipment, and we'll really expand the gold mine and make some more cash. So thanks again. If you guys are enjoying this series, make sure and hit that like, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment of what you're thinking of it so far. Once again, I am the Ultra Farmer. Hopefully you guys have a good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye now.